On this final day of the 3-day special, it seems sort of special or something like that, but it feels very special watching a game between the toughest rivalry of the decade 80s, Garry Kasparov and Anatoly Karpov. Yes, it's so crazy that hopefully we could have seen this in the modern day in the 2020s. Hopefully they're going to compete again for the world championship. They're going to win the candidates, and let's just say that either Karpov or Kasparov will become the world champion, and then the other one will win the next year's candidates, and they're going to battle once again in a very dramatic fashion way in 2020s. What will happen in the modern world? But right now, they're no longer playing professional chess, or just like they're no longer aiming for the World Chess Championship anymore because they've already done that before. Well, hello POW fam, welcome to day 63 of Countdown to Failure 100. Let's get started. The game starts with e4 and then Karpov goes e5 and knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5 and a6. Okay, Ruy Lopez, I think. I think I'm right on the Ruy Lopez. And then there's bishop a4, knight f6, castles, bishop e7, rook e1, b5, of course. Bishop b3, d6, c3, castles, h3, bishop b7, d4, rook e8, knight bd2, bishop f8, a4, h6, bishop c2, e takes, c takes, knight b4, bishop b1. Yep, bishop b1 is to avoid getting the bishop taken, and then c5, d5, knight d7, rook a3, c4, knight d4, and queen f6. Yeah, I think the next plan is either to go here or here, but knight e5 was played in the Kostenyuk Morzevich in 2009. If the game would have been continued, there's a takes b5, queen b6, knight takes c4, knight takes c4, rook g3, bishop c8, b3, knight e5, bishop e3, knight g6, bishop f4. What? Oh, it's f4 only, f4, and then queen d8, f5, knight e5, queen d2, a5, and then bishop takes h6. Something like that. Alright, let's continue. The queen goes to f6, and then knight to f3, knight c5, they take, knight takes b5, they take again, bishop h6, rook e3, rook b8, e5, d takes e5, knight takes e5, knight bd3, and Garry Kasparov starts to make a scene in this mistaken knight g4. What did the threat said? Okay, so knight e5 was a threat. That was it. That was the computer's plan. I don't know. It would have been continued with queen c2, and if he tries to take it, it's over. So instead, it goes rook b4. Knight c6, rook b6, rook e8, rook takes, d takes, and then rook to d, queen takes, and then rook to d8, and the position will go equal after all. The game continues with knight g4 mistake, and Anatoly Karpov also made a mistake with queen b6. Tough, but not as tough as it is, but I don't know, tough choice. I should be a talking flower. Queen f5, rook g3, king h8, rook f3, queen takes d5, knight e3, queen d7, bishop d2, knight e4 would have been the alternative lines if queen f5 was the move, and black's position will have a slight advantage here if he didn't blunder or are mistaken with queen b6. So the game continues with rook g3 and then g6. He takes it, queen takes b2, queen f3, knight d7, they take again, king h2, rook b3, they take again, queen f4, and Anatoly Karpov made a mistake with queen takes a3. Yes, it's queen takes a3. It's a mistake. He can push the pawn forward. He cannot. No. He cannot take it because he's gonna lose. So could have done knight h6, threatening checkmate. Knight f6, rook takes, queen f6, queen takes d5, and knight takes and knight takes f7. Yeah, I've seen that. That's the gambit. So I think knight f6 is to defend this, but if he tries to go here, goes check, king goes there, d6, something like that. Let's see how the game ends. We're just making this short and sweet, as the game has like few variations. So knight h6, white is now winning. Queen e7, rook takes, queen e5, rook g8, king e7, check, king e6, rook e8. Oh, losing the queen. d7, knight takes f7, and Anatoly Karpov resigned, with the eventually trying to Kasparov goes to promote. If the game would have been continued, there's knight takes d7, queen d6, king c4, queen takes a6, king d4, queen d6, king c3, knight e5, and d2. Although this one will may promote, but it's gonna lose this. Eventually it's gonna go, what else? Probably here. What are the good moves to go there? Let's see. No, there's gonna be like a ton of it. I think it's gonna go like something like this to defend this d1, and if he tries to, let's just say he tries just like to take it and then king, he can just like simply push it. But the problem, if he promotes, that's gonna make it a lose-lose. So this is gonna be a bad idea. So if he tries to take it, so yeah, he has to go knight. If he goes here, he's gonna take that, but he can go knight takes d2, something like that. Wow. So this is a very tense moment that we've seen at the countdown to FIDE 100. The rivalry between Anatoly Karpov and Garry Kasparov. Thank you so much for watching, POW fam. Be sure to subscribe and become a Patreon member at patreon.com/PaulPower. Subscribe also to my vlog channel, POW Vlogs. Follow me on Twitch, Paul Habaradas, X Paul Habaradas, TikTok Paul Habaradas, Instagram Paul Power YT, Threads Paul Power YT, and Facebook Paul Power YT. Join the Discord community as well and get 20% off when you buy any plan on Chess Mood. I'll see you tomorrow once again for the countdown to FIDE 100.